Main Nana Bear said, first one here.
Hey, y'all. Look, it's the Nut Squad. I think that's so cute.
I don't think we can use that.
That's funny.
But we do need something.
We do. We need to come up with our little
I don't think we can
online
use the
family.
squad thing.
We could be
That's funny though.
Hey, Miss Donna. Hey, Main Nana Bear. I'm gonna go on here and share it on my page.
We're gonna give it a few minutes. Oh goodness, it jumped.
Yay! I like it when it jumps. There we are.
I saw the numbers go up. Y'all let us know you're here. There's Cliff.
Hey, Cliff.
We're just giving everybody a few minutes. It's Miss Maggie. Y'all don't lose faith in me. I'm trying to let everybody get in. Waking up country.
Hi. A&W, there's Alan and Wendy. Hello, Mr. Larry.
I talked to Joel about that this week. I said, your dad has become a regular
on
here.
He's been joining me on my lives in the daytime. I love it. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Miss Billy. Hey, Ruth.
There's Miss Sue.
Miss Sue was going to come help me catch pigs.
She would have.
Couldn't you see me and Miss Sue trying to catch all them pigs?
I sure could.
Mama.
I bet Miss Sue could catch a pig.
Hey, Miss Terry.
Northern Idaho.
All right.
Cool. Well, we're glad to have you waking up country.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing new faces. That's awesome. There's 2
Miss
minutes
Terry.
in, got 19 on here.
I'm all right with that.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
So, did y'all already see the video that was posted this morning? She'd have to kiss each one. That would be a lot of kissing, Miss Sue. There's a bunch of them. They're like little ants running around.
Oh, they like big ants now.
We got the video posted this morning. And
so we're going to talk about it a little bit, so it might be a spoiler alert.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it, but we're going to talk about it a little bit because we had some questions.
Mama has an idea for Reese Cups, baby.
I saw somebody commented Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Zoe has come up with an idea.
I have an idea too. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Hey, Cindy.
Miss Terry said yes, the piglets and their mamas got out. Well, it was
a
circus for sure, Maggie. It was a circus for me.
There is Deep South Sugar Shack. We talked about their candy last week.
They got on that Jason and Brooke train, and they've gotten the business.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, the Cog Squad comes in strong when they go after something because we've done it with our subscribers and Zoe's cookies, and I'm glad that y'all are doing it with your candy because I love that freeze-dried bit of honey. I'm just telling you.
Let's see. A&W, I'm sorry about the baby. They, Wendy posted that she's been hand feeding a baby deer for several months now, and they
had a little predator issue.
They had a predator issue, and it succumbed to it, and that made my heart hurt because that was her in the house baby deer.
I know some, especially if they're on Facebook, can't see the YouTube comments, so we try to repeat them back because we can farms. Says they're hanging out because the procrastination is strong. They're not editing.
I get it. I get it.
I've done it.
That's right.
I've been on someone's live instead of doing what I was supposed to do.
Look, you guys, we were talking about the freeze-dried candies that we got at the convention last week. Right there, Deep South Sugar Shack. You can check them out, their website. If she'll post it, I will tag it up for you guys to go and see what all that bit of honey that Nick's in love with.
Yeah. two candies that I do not like any other time was peanut butter bars and bit of honey.
That's right.
And they are both amazing freeze dried. So y'all can go look up Deep South Sugar Shack and they'll send you some.
Look, everybody noticing my haircut.
They are.
They are.
Look,
I did.
Hey, Tat.
There we go.
Post that up there.
I did. I cut my hair right before we went to convention whatever, the meetup.
Waking Up Country loves the Skittles. The Skittles were good.
Yes.
Yeah. A&W is the one that got me hooked on the bit of honey while they were there. Right. I didn't even see it. We had gotten Skittles and peanut butter bars, and you got the great candy corn, which I'd never even seen before.
I know.
But
we don't have any of it left.
No. Surprised any of it made it back to Alabama.
Yes. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
Terry says she noticed it while you were at the meetup.
Yes. It's a little different today because I tried to put some curl in it for church this morning. But yeah, I like it. It's Milk Duds. Oh my gosh. That sounds really
I
good.
want to know why Deep South Sugar Shack didn't have some freeze-dried Milk Duds, because I would have been on them.
Ooh, if you do some of those, you better let us know, because I love caramel. I couldn't imagine freeze-dried caramel.
They said they heard the ice cream sandwiches are amazing. I haven't had them.
That's what I want to do when I get one.
We're going to freeze-dry Zoe's whoopie pies.
Yeah. We're going to cut them up, because I don't think I'm...
Yeah, you have to.
And make bite-sized whoopie pie, freeze-dried whoopie pies.
Well, they won't be bite-sized anymore.
She said they're going to try peanut brittle next. Milk Duds would be awesome. Yes.
Yeah, see there?
Ooh, Tootsie Rolls. We have a bunch. That would be good. I bet you know what it would probably taste like? Malt.
Maybe.
Chocolate malt. Yes.
All right.
She said, looks like you've been super busy. Glad the piglets are safe.
Well, Zoe had a long day that day.
Y'all, Monday was that day. And
it was definitely a Monday.
Most of you know, Nick works off-site, off the farm. So it's usually just me and Rhett. Everything's usually routine. We just hang out with the animals. And we, Monday, Nick sent me a message. I got home and I started baking. I had an order I had to ship out Monday. And so I'm in the process of rising yeast.
Yeah.
And so Nick sent me a picture. It was a screenshot that our neighbor at the farm sent him, and our pigs, Penelope, and all the babies. And which one was it? Ellie?
I think Gertrude was actually with them, and she didn't even have any babies.
Right.
She was just wandering around.
And they were in her carport, out where our camper sits. And they're just wandering around her concrete driveway and, leaving a mess here and there. And I said, okay, tell her I'm on my way. And I go, and they had zero desire to go back home. Zero. So we have a, what kind of fence we got?
Hi, Valerie. The premier one. You carried the chicken fence.
No, between we have.
Oh, between ours and theirs? Just barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
It's an old barbed wire fence.
Well, it's not just a skip, hop, jump. I mean, it is, but it's not. We have pastures between her area and our area.
Mm-hmm.
And barbed wire fence. So me and Farmer Rhett drive around to her house, and we're like, okay, we're just going to get behind them and we're going to push them back over. We've had to do it before. We're just going to push them back over there. But every time we got behind them, they went like this. Everything went everywhere. They didn't just go in a cluster. They just spread and took off all the trees. So then I said, okay, we are going to go over here to the farm. We walked. And because the mama pigs, or Penelope, was trying to follow the truck, but the babies weren't going. And I did not want Penelope trying to follow us in the road, going from one driveway around to the other. So we walked all the way to the barn. We got the side-by-side and got a big old thing of fencing. And y'all saw how that unfolded. I'm talking a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you need to.
Well, it took 3.5 hours. I eventually, what y'all didn't see was I just sat down on the ground for a while and I said, Lord, are you trying to tell me just to be still? Because everything I'm doing ain't working. So I just sat there with the pigs because the pigs had done made their bed in a little, they done laid down. They were done. They were happy where they were. Finally, I called Nick's mama and said, I need you to bring me the kids. I got to have some help. It's getting dark. It's Halloween. The kids are ready to trick or treat. Nick's not getting off anytime soon. I got to have some help. We got to get moving. Well, something else we didn't video is she said, at least you had Rhett to help you with the babies. He helps when he wants to. He was digging in the dirt for some of the time.
Yeah.
While I was over there messing with the pigs, I heard a truck. We have a lot of traffic up. No, not a lot. We have vehicles, and we know the vehicles that come up and down through there.
Yeah,
and
this is the part not on the video.
It's not on the video. I hear a truck going slow, but it sounds like it's getting louder. And I can see way over there a truck pulling in the pasture. So I'm like, I'm chasing pigs. Rhett's over there. And there's a truck that we don't know pulling in the pasture, and they're yelling. So I call Nick, and I'm like, there's something's amiss here. This is not right. I don't know that truck. Nobody is supposed to be on our property. We closed the gate. It's only open if I'm there. And they're driving through our property. Hey, Grammy. And so I said, you're in my car because I have the truck. My gun is in my car with you. All I have is a hammer. So I get me and Farmer Rhett walk across their pasture, and we get through the barbed wire. We get in the side by side, and we drive down. And I've got Nick on the phone. Nick calls the county, and the county's on their way because where we are, first of all, you don't go on somebody else's property. You just don't do that. Second of all, I had nothing to protect us. And it's just me and Farmer Rhett. So I meet them, and they've already gone down and turned around, and they're digging through our stuff. And I meet them, and I'm like, excuse me, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, this looked like your junk pile, and I was just digging through it.
And it is.
And it is.
Or that is.
But it's my junk pile on the backside of my property. And this is for me. This is not, you have no business going through it. I don't care if it's a basket. I don't care if it's a piece of string. It's mine, and you have no permission to get it. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit, because if I had not seen them before they saw me, and I had been with Rhett at the back where the barn is, I would have really kind of freaked out, because the cell phone signal is not good back there.
Mm-mm.
I would have not been prepared to meet somebody on our property.
No.
So they said they were looking for their dogs that had been missing for a week, which, hey, I get it. There's dogs all over the place out there, but you don't go on somebody else's property. That's what bothered me so bad, is they just made their way into our farm with no permission, no cares, and
yeah,
just, I don't know. It gave me an eerie vibe, and I'm just glad that I saw them before they saw me. I felt like I had a leg up in that. And so the county met them at the driveway as they were leaving, and
they were very quick
Yes.
to get there too. By the way,
all that was in like 15 minutes.
It was a lot less than that by the time you called me, and them getting there was probably 5.
Yeah.
Did any of y'all miss the part where instead of Zoe calling the county, she called me?
I mean, you would have told
I
me.
said, when I answered the phone and she tells me and she's freaked out, and she said, there's a truck in our pasture. And I said, Zoe, call the sheriff's department, not me. I can't do anything about it. I'm 20 miles away.
I said,
call the sheriff's department.
I said, well, you call them, and I'm going to get the hammer, and I'm going to go over there. And he said, what are you going to do with a hammer? A hammer is not going to do it. That's all I got.
Well, I didn't want you that close to them to be able to use a hammer. Unless you just threw it at them. Yeah.
And, she said Rhett could have beat him with the big stick that he had. Yes. And... Hey, Pathways.
He probably would have.
He would have.
I didn't want a hammer slammer. I didn't want to interrupt you a minute ago, but you need to follow up with Patty Powell, I believe it said, was asking you about an order. So before we close out, you can tell her.
Yeah. But so I joke around that I'll shoot somebody, and I know how to shoot, and I'm confident in my shooting, but if it came down to it, I would be scared to death, and I would hate to be put in that situation. So we're having to take some more precautions to protect our farm, because we don't live there, and it's scary to get there and somebody's been there, or it's just, it freaked me out a little bit, and it made me nervous when I got there the next day. I was kind of on edge the whole time. Evelyn said, come pick her up. She'll take care of them. Yeah. I did make sure that I took a picture of the truck as I was getting there. And when I was talking to the lady, I got her name. I made sure Nick was on the phone with me and he could hear everything that was going on. So the things that were going through my head was make sure he could hear, ask her questions about her name. I said, give me your phone number in case I find your dog, just those kind of things. It's important.
Yes, Miss Maggie, we do have cameras on the property, and we've had to adjust some. We actually used our cameras to monitor our animals.
Right.
Never really had an issue with anybody going out there, and we have some great neighbors on both sides that kind of keep an eye on things. So we just had to adjust it. Waking Up Country, we're glad you came. They got to go. And Jackie is first time joining the live.
That's right. Thanks. I know I've missed some stuff because I started talking, but it was...
Well, it
was kind of troubling to me to go through all that. And it just kind of built on the day that I was already having with the pigs. The pigs are still... I left the pigs over there. They're still piled up in a pile by the trailer. It just...
When you were doing all this, not now.
No.
I don't want anybody thinking, no, they just left their pigs on the neighbor.
That's right.
They didn't do that.
Hey, Miss Carol. She said she was late. She forgot about the time change. Well, Lester and Jamie went live an hour early because they were just going by the feel of the time versus the clock. That's and Miss Autumn, messaged me about chicken feet because I do have some right now. Miss Evelyn, we have Heidi who stays over on the farm. Heidi was actually with me working on the pigs when all that started going on. Because WeCan is headed out. She's got to go edit.
Yeah, that's all right.
Good night. Lolene, I had to redo my yeast because I started that yeast at 10 o'clock. I was going to run to the farm, herd up the pigs, go back, and then roll out some cinnamon rolls. And it was about 5:30 before we got home.
Yeah.
So and then we had to go do Halloweeny stuff and get back home. I had to redo yeast when I got home at night. Yeah. It happens sometimes. I don't want to use it if I didn't trust it. Katie said, well, and on your property, you shouldn't have trespassers for sure with a small child.
No, that's true.
That's right. And Rhett roams the area. Like, he doesn't stay up under me all the time. Rhett plays on his bicycle. He's got a swing set, and it's just, it just scared me. I've never encountered anything like that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't armed. That bothered me because I know that if I had to, I could. If I was pressured to do something, I could, and I was not prepared for that.
Well, that little piece of the discussion leads me into something else I was listening to earlier.
Huh, what's that?
Was Big Family, Small Farm, who does their live at 5 right before us.
Right.
She was discussing the things that she was starting to learn to do on her own. Angie has gotten into operating the tractor.
Right.
And that really set on my mind. I was listening to it while I was driving home. I've been at work and I barely made it here in time, but I was listening to that part, and it set on my mind this series that Tracy at Just Dig It has been doing.
Yeah.
Zoe told y'all about it a couple of lives ago, that Tracy is doing a series called In Her Boots on her farm, Just Dig It. And Zoe's episode will be airing November the 11th.
Right, next Friday.
Next Friday.
This Friday.
Well, yeah.
This coming
Friday. In 5 days.
Yes.
So I was thinking about that series and Angie talking about the things she had learned, and I knew you were commenting, and it's the interviews that she's already done. There's a lot more out there. See, Diana says it's a great series.
It is. It's wonderful. I've enjoyed it.
It's focusing on women farmers, and even though we do it together, Cog Hill does it together, there's still a wife's point of view and aspects of things that you do, because I work off the farm. So Zoe is mostly the farm. I'm not there that much, especially this time of year. Every afternoon, as soon as I come in, I change clothes and go coach football.
Yeah. Well, right now with your job too, y'all are working
on extended hours, and it's just, there's not a lot of time for the farm. We went to church this morning. I left from church, went straight to work. Zoe had to go take care of the farm. So it's been like that for several weeks now. And she was talking about driving the tractor. Well, if they can't tell it on our videos, we already had a tractor on the farm. It's a 5045D, so it's a bigger frame tractor, and Zoe doesn't care that much for it.
Hey, Christina.
She doesn't care for the bigger size. So we bought an E-Series, and it has the loader, which has been a workhorse on that farm. But Zoe is usually on it.
Yes.
And she was talking about learning how to operate. You know, you see Brooke, and Brooke almost exclusively operates the tractor.
Right.
Well, Zoe almost exclusively operates this one. It's a little bit smaller tractor. Yeah. She likes the size of it.
Right.
But it has the loader and the forks, and she has gotten better at being able to unload feed off the truck when we buy bulk feed, things like that. So unless it's something that needs to be done quickly with the loader, Zoe usually handles it. And Angie was just talking about the fact that she had been learning, and I think she needs to be in Tracy's series too, because they're close by now.
And she might be in the lineup.
She might be. I needed to find out about that, but it set me thinking, you know, I know that you commented on that there were things you had to learn how to do because I'm not there to do them.
That's right. Yeah.
There's certain things that you still want me to do. Hey, when you have time, I need you to do this.
Yeah. Well, like I'll go get feed. I'll unload feed, but I don't like doing it when I'm by myself because it takes a lot of hands-on moving the feed barrels to the tractor, and then I've got to get the truck and the tractor to a different location. It's just certain things that need two hands, but I'm really trying hard to be able to do stuff that needs to happen. I might be texting Nick while something's going on, telling him that I'm just going to die and it's all falling apart and I can't do it, but I'm trying to figure it out step by step, the best way to handle it while he's not there with me. And eventually I figure something out. It might not be the right thing, but I figure out how to handle it in the moment. Christina said, I love watching my ladies on the tractors remind me of how strong and capable women really are.
Well, Angie was talking about things that, the roles on a farm, and I think you had made the comment that it was a family thing. And
it is. A homestead is a family thing. Yeah.
The kids have certain things they do, and there's not really a role necessarily on the farm. If it's anything that has to do with the bigger tractor, I know that you prefer me to do it.
Yeah, I don't. I don't trust myself with it.
And we do some things, with the loader that Zoe would prefer. I do, like moving the hay bales for the pigs and things like that. But
Wendy said she's doing season 2 with Tracy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Season 2 is packed with folks.
It is.
Tracy's kind of let some of that list slip, and
she's got big plans.
That's going to be interesting to watch. But Christina, you're absolutely right. It is a community affair, and if you're doing it right, which I hope we are, you're using it to kind of take care of your community. We have things, of course, that we sell, but it's mostly selling to our community. We're providing food for our community, and we just give stuff away sometimes.
We do,
and sometimes that's necessary. And
I feel like the Lord's blessed us in giving away to be able to give away.
Yeah, I agree with that. But there's still certain things that we kind of take on ourselves. But she was talking about she needed to learn how to run the tractor and run saws and things because West changed diapers and all that. So there's not really role. He knows how to cook. Well, I know how to cook and wash my own clothes.
You taught me how to cut grass. I mean, just things that.
Yeah, you also.
My daddy always tried to teach me to cut grass, and I wouldn't do it. But I knew that's something that I could take off your plate.
Yeah.
I don't work. You do. And that's one less thing that you would have to come home to do and spend less time with us if that's something that I could handle during the day when you're not here, because not only do we have our house, we've got another property that both take maintenance.
Yeah.
And if I can learn those life skills, then
that's exactly what it is.
I try.
But one thing that Wes said, he was like, it's our tractor, this. And that's true because Zoe, but we don't have really our tractor, because when Zoe refers to it, she says my tractor. The little one is my tractor.
Yeah.
So I say, I've got to get your tractor.
Yes.
If I've got to use the loader, I tell Zoe, I've got to get your tractor.
Yeah.
So, that's just the way it is. But
hey, Julie.
Wes said our tractor are this, but then he said it's our tools. No, that's my tool. We have tools that everybody can use, and then we have Nick's tools, and those need to be left alone because kids leave them laying everywhere.
Yeah. So, things get rusted that don't need to be rusted.
I was gonna have to let Wes know, hey, don't always share the tools now.
Dana said, unfortunately, you'll learn to fix a lot. I've learned that there's not a lot that can't be fixed with duct tape, hay twine, and a few bungee cords.
Well, let me go ahead and tell you that Dana is a true farmer when she has learned the value of hay twine.
Yes.
You don't throw hay twine away because you can fix everything on the farm with it.
That's right.
You can't tear the stuff up. And y'all see Dana on the screen there. They have got a YouTube channel starting Friday at 6 o'clock.
I'm excited.
And they have...
they're working hard.
They have a cattle farm and the herding dogs. And
yes.
Those... I like the videos of the dogs.
They're another farm that supplies meat for our community.
We get our beef and pork from them.
That's right.
Yep. And they are launching on Friday, so
yes,
y'all I'll
share, when we talk to you guys again, I'll have their. Well, it'll be Sunday. We'll be able to share because she can post all that on here.
But y'all make sure that if you do go over and you like watching the cattle dogs working and things like that, make sure you tell them that we told you to check them out, because that I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great channel to keep up with.
Diana said, what is their name?
I'm assuming it may be Kathy Cattle. I don't know. Dana, put what the name is in there, Dana.
What your page name's going to be, and
what's your YouTube channel going to be, so Zoe can put it on the screen.
Let's talk about our baby goat.
Always talk about the baby goat.
Oh, she said we were talking about, yes.
I told you it'd be Kathy Cattle.
Yeah.
Kathy Cattle.
Yeah.
I always say it wrong. It's like I leave the L out.
The country way.
Yeah, I give them the Chilton County version and leave the L out.
Yeah. So, and what I'll do is Friday when it gets up and going, we'll share it on YouTube and Facebook. We'll share a link so that you guys can go and like and follow them as they're starting their journey from the bottom up. And hey, we all start somewhere.
That's absolutely right. We're still at the bottom, but we're climbing
a little.
We're trying to climb. Christina said that they were talking about reusing hay twine in her little tiny apartment.
Hey,
you can use
anywhere.
Look, baling twine is super valuable on the farm, so you don't throw it away.
That's right.
You use it for something.
So after we got done catching pigs, got all the pigs put up Monday. What?
You missed one. I'm sorry.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Julie. She said her grandbabies loved my fudge pies, the fudge rounds. She said if you hadn't tried them, you need to load up for the holidays and hit the like button. We'll talk about ordering. I feel like I'll add that in at the end just so everybody kind of is aware.
Yeah, Miss Evan, we'll put it back up again.
It's right here.
Dana posted it in comments on Facebook. So why you can't see it in the comments with you being on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But she's got it up there.
And now you might not be able to, you can find them on Facebook right now, which is their business page. But their YouTube won't launch until Friday evening. So we'll share that once it launches. So you guys can go over there and tell them we sent you and check out their first video and just let's get them started good.
Yeah, give them a good start.
Yeah. But the baby goat.
Baby goat.
So when you guys saw that she was laid up in the coop, camper coop, makeshift goat house.
It's a goat house right now until we finish that project.
That's right.
Which is coming this fall and winter.
So anyway, I knew when we got there she was going to have a baby, but apparently by the time I got to the farm, she had just had a baby, and the baby was not nursing. We were at the farm for about 2 hours, and the baby had not nursed the entire time. I kept checking on it. It was banging a lot, and it was just having a hard time. And I don't know, did we put a picture of Heidi with it? There was a video that part of the video where I knelt down and it was laying in the grass, but Heidi even was concerned. I have some pictures I had sent Nick, and they were just, he was not where he needed to be. He was very lethargic. Yes. So I did decide to go ahead and take him home because we had some colostrum powder, and I dropper fed him colostrum about 2 feeds. It was 2 feeds. I did it once, and then 2 hours later I did it again. And then we decided we want him with mama if it's best. And we got him out there, and we were able to catch Reese Cup and hold her. And I was able to milk her a little bit. And when I did, I put the baby under there while Mackenzie held her and got them latched. And that's kind of when we were able to sigh a little bit, because now it knows, it can smell the milk. There, we know there's milk. We saw it actually suckling and everything it needed to do, and we've been off and running ever since. I have not felt any concern since that moment. But I have a name that I think I want to go with. Maggie said she took a breath when I found the baby. She thought something happened. I did too. Well,
technically it did. If you notice how the baby is laying there.
Hey, Wolfpack.
The baby wasn't like stuck where we had to do any kind of work to move it, but it had slid down in the crack against that back of that camper.
Right.
So it couldn't get out. The mama couldn't get it out.
No.
So Zoe did kind of have to step in there.
I feel like if I had not pulled the baby out from where the plywood floor met,
well, it wasn't going to be able to stand up.
It was not going to be able to get out of there. Yeah.
So there was a collective sigh there because Zoe had me on.
I called him. I was like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. He's like, just pick it up.
They're starting to notice a pattern here.
Zoe freaks out, and I call Nick. I do freak out a lot, y'all. And it's not that I just freak out over everything. I don't want to do something wrong. I just feel like I'll do something wrong, and I don't want to do that.
Now, what am I missing? Because somebody just said, hey, Jamie or Lester.
Oh, no, I don't see anything.
She must see them on here somewhere.
But we, new baby. And I think I want to name him Chester. That's so off the wall, and it's not a candy bar, which I've been trying to come up with, but he's so much more white than
anything. Yeah.
So I kind of like Chester, but Chester's also kind of cheesy.
Well, and to explain to y'all a little bit of why Zoe felt the need to go through all that. There seemed to be some concern about Zoe handling the baby so soon. And there was a comment left that you shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. Well, the baby was trapped. The mother wasn't with it, and they need that colostrum in the first few hours. It's important.
Yeah.
It's important to us to do our best to take care of our animals the best we can. And especially with Zoe and a baby goat, it's going to happen. We're going to do what's necessary to be done. Naturally, it is going to be better for him to feed off the mother. And that's what you want to do ideally.
And we showed you guys a little bit that Reese Cup kept walking away.
Farm life is seldom ideal.
Yeah.
And you do what you can, what's necessary to take care of your animals. And that's what Zoe had to do.
Yeah.
And when she, on the video, you see, she says, well, the consensus is, that's because she called me and I said, Zoe, get some colostrum in the baby.
And then bring him back.
We'll take him back to the farm, teach him to latch on his mama, and we'll go from there. And that's what we did.
And I don't regret it a bit.
And the baby is thriving right now.
That's right. Yeah. And he would not have if I had just left, because nature is not always nice.
It's not. No.
If we had just left him out there, I do not feel like we would have that. We would have that baby right now.
Christine, I saw your cookie comment. No, it did not sound rude.
Oh, what was it? I missed it.
She said something about give him a cookie or something.
Oh,
I didn't think it sounded rude.
And Maggie said chestnut, and I saw
she
that.
She did say that on there, and that's where you gave her the idea.
Chester, yeah. So, well, I'm glad you guys, because comments. People, we can get 1,000 comments. We don't get 1,000 comments,
but if we did,
if we got 1,000 comments, that one comment bothered me so bad because it had me second guessing everything I did that day. And I said, Nick, she's saying this, and I thought I handled it the best that I could in the moment, because I would love to just let the mama be the mama, but not all mamas know how to be a mama.
Thankfully, we've been able to do that through free farrowing with pigs.
Right.
The mothers have done what they needed to do, and we're thankful for that.
Right.
And this is nothing against somebody that leaves a comment asking a question, anything like that.
No, we love
I just
comments.
and I did respond and tried to do it in a nice way that, hey, this is what was necessary.
Yes, Alan. She's a first-time mom. She's never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just to, you want to make sure that animal is going to be a good mama. And if it's not, then you step in where needed. And that's how you get bottle babies. We've got 2 bottle babies on our farm already.
Because the mama did not step up.
But that was a physiological issue. She didn't have milk.
Right.
And
oh, so sorry.
There is a possibility if you haven't raised goats, there's a possibility that mama may just be sore.
Christina said that's humans included. That's right. And that's why we have plans in place to handle situations like that.
And it's important to have those supplies on hand if you have to do something like that.
That's right.
You don't want to go looking for colostrum with a baby on the ground and trying to find it and trying to find bottles, and because they're not going to take regular baby bottle. You got to have something small. And Zoe,
I used a medicine dropper.
It wasn't in the video, but Zoe used a medicine dropper to get that colostrum in that baby, give it a good strong start so that you can get it back to mama and let mama take over. And that's what she did.
That's right, Sabrina. She said you did everything right. I used to raise goats, and it didn't hurt to handle the babies right away. And if you need to teach the mama how to be a mama, then that's what you need to do.
And that's right. And that.
Yeah.
And I'm still not being ugly to someone that made a comment.
No.
But I was trying to explain, this is not a baby bird. That you've always heard. I don't know if it's even true, but you've always heard, don't touch the nest or the birds or the mama, abandon whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. I've always acted like it was and tried to conduct myself like it was, so I left them alone. We had baby birds born in a fern on our front porch.
Right.
We tried to leave them alone, but
and see, Evelyn said sometimes you have to help pull the baby out.
You do,
and you don't see the mama neglect the baby after that. It's just sometimes we need a little extra help to get started. We just need a little kick in the hiney sometimes and get your mind right, mama, and let's do this.
Zoe just feels the need to explain things sometimes, and I knew where she was going with that because she wanted to clear the air of, hey, this is what I did and why. Because when I edit that video, you may not see everything that happened in that. I can't show a 24-hour video, so you get bits and pieces, and hey, this is this is what happened. This is why it happened, and we'll try to fill in the gaps if we need to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. What else do we need to hit on? Oh, I had on my notes that next Sunday, Head Family Farm is coming out to our farm, and I was going to see if maybe they wanted to go live with us for a little bit. Because they're going to be there about live time. Maybe we could do a few minutes of live with Eleanor and Farmer Rhett. And
that would be funny.
With the baby goat and all. And
they are Head Family Farm is going to be at Chestnut Hills next Sunday, and y'all need to be watching for that. If we can get Rhett and Eleanor on, that would be hilarious.
That'd be their own little show, I feel like.
Yeah, there's no telling what happens with that.
I have not consulted with them about going live, but I'm pretty certain that they would be okay with that.
We'll have to ask and see. Y'all may both go live. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be cool too. All right, what you got? What else you got? Because I'm sure we got about 15 minutes.
I was going to apologize to some people. We had put it out there that we would be at the holiday kickoff in Clanton. They did that Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, and I'm sure it was an outstanding event. We were going to go live from there and let you walk around and see things with us. Visit with some other channels. I have no question in my mind that Clack Shack was there.
He was. He had his booth set up. Sheena said they were right there by him.
Grit and Grace was there, and I'm sure May Made It was there. Huge channel. Cog Hill's been dealing with a little sickness, so I don't think they were going to make it.
Yeah. But we did not. We ended up staying at the farm longer than we expected, and we were just so tired.
Well, we came in.
We were going to eat dinner real quick.
Got cleaned up, and honestly forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody came to that event, I know there's some local people on here. I apologize for us not getting to meet you because we simply forgot what night it was.
Miss Diana asked who won the number of animals. Miss Maggie won. Oh, let's see. I hit the wrong button. Right there.
Yeah.
Diana said who won the number of animals, and it was Miss Maggie.
Miss Maggie's on with us right now.
Uh-huh.
And
Julie said, when will your In Her Boots be on YouTube? She will post it this coming Friday.
November the 11th.
And I think she said it goes on at 7 a.m.
It
should be on there when you guys wake up. Maggie, I have not checked into a sponsorship from the Freeze Dry Company, but that might be something I can look into. I would love to do
hope
that
for it, but we're pretty small.
Yeah.
So, Christine, are they going live right now?
Let me look, because
they typically go live around 7. That's why we try to do ours at 6. And
they're live now.
Big Family Small Farm does theirs at 5. So
they are.
But
okay. Well,
we're cleared up, so we've got to go join their live. So are y'all ready to go watch them? Make sure that y'all jump over to Cog Hill. I think everybody on our channel watches them anyway.
That's right.
But,
all right. Well, tell them you were just with us, and we're all headed to them now.
That's right.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap up and go visit them.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, y'all.